Brilliant.
Sick.
That was a good clap.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've been practicing, actually.
You've been practicing your clap syncs. That's good.
Yeah.
See, we're very professional on this podcast.
Yeah, we try very, very hard. You got to make sure that your clap is just the right decibels to make that perfect.
Yeah.
And
just so it may. Otherwise, you can't edit the podcast properly. And anyone who has a podcast knows that. And we've got a podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a podcast now.
It's now.
We're filming it right now. This is the podcast. It is episode 9, I believe. And I'm your host, Lachlan Rodwell. And I've got with me someone who I know definitively is a better actor than Addison Rae, Lucas Boreham.
Yes, thank you very much, actually. That was a wonderful compliment.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Addison Rae, God, that was a lovely, lovely performance.
Yes, exactly. So if you have been living under a rock or you're just a normal human being, you probably don't know. But a new movie released on Friday starring Addison Rae called He's All That. And it is a reboot of a 90s rom-com, high school teen rom-com called She's All That. So they kind of flipped the script. And we're going to review it this week. But first, we got to do our news segment.
Yes. Oh, I've been looking forward to this.
I know, it's the best part of the week. So last week was Cinemacon, which is a cinema convention conference, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of, I think it started off being for marketing reasons so that advertisers knew what movies were coming up. But now it's kind of been more of like a proper convention and studios show off their upcoming movies. So there were panels from notably Sony and Warner Brothers. So, of course, the Spiderman No Way Home trailer dropped because of Cinemacon, and we will get to that. Lucas has not seen the trailer, and he will react to it live on the podcast this week. But first, excited. I thought we should talk about just some of the other little tidbits that happened throughout the week. So, at Cinemacon, a lot of movies were shown off exclusively to the people attending, and not a lot of trailers have come out because I think no one wants to compete with the Spider-Man trailer for now. But I think the most interesting one, The Matrix 4, we know a little bit more about it. So the title of the movie is Matrix Resurrections, and Keanu is back.
Or because he got resurrected. Because did he die, if I'm not mistaken, in the last one?
Look, I'm going to be completely honest. I've only seen the Matrix trilogy once when I was a kid, and I rented it from Blockbuster. And I really can't tell you. Like, I know the general gist of it, but it's been so long I can't actually remember how it ends.
Yeah. I think he did.
In this one, he looks like John Wick. He looks like how Keanu Reeves does now. So he's got the long hair and the beard. So he doesn't really look like old school Neo. But the trailer description is essentially, or what people think the movie is based on the trailer that was shown at Cinemacon, is that it's like everyone's back in the Matrix. Like Neo and Trinity are back in the Matrix. They have this weird fuzzy recollection of something happening, but they're not sure what, and they can't remember. And Keanu's seeing the psychiatrist and is kind of, talking through his problems. And he gets medicated through these blue pills, which if you know the Matrix, then the blue pill's the one that keeps you in the Matrix. Right?
Yes.
And there's a moment in the trailer where Trinity and Neo bump into each other, and it's like they know each other, but they've never met before. It's this weird, surreal, like, I know you from somewhere, right? And then eventually, more Matrix things ensue. Instead of Lawrence Fishburne coming back as Morpheus, there's a new character played by, I can never get his name right. Wait, let me... Yes, thank you.
Hacker.exe. Let me hack his name into existence. Can you hack it so that it's better to say? Thank you very much.
God, I can't get his stupid name up. IMDb. Well, let's start with IMDb. I'm gonna butcher it.
Does he play like a Morpheus-like character?
Yes,
to Keanu?
He does.
Okay.
The Matrix Resurrections. He
Morpheus
is
version 2. Morpheus
yeah.
V.
Okay, here we go.
Dot V2.
I knew
Yes.
if I without reading it, I knew I'd butcher it. So
Yeah.
Yahya Abdul Mateen II, right? Now, you would have known him. He's in the upcoming Candyman movie. I don't know if you've heard of that, but he plays Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen TV series.
Okay. Yes. I
wonder
didn't
what
know.
else.
I thought that was the first. I didn't realize that he's the second.
Oh, and he also plays Black Manta. I think is that his name, Black Manta, or was it just Manta from Aquaman?
Oh yeah.
Black Manta,
Okay.
yeah, Black Manta. So he plays Black Manta in Aquaman. So he's the stand-in for Morpheus, and it's opening Keanu's eyes up again to the Matrix, and he essentially the plot is they need him to remember what had previously happened, and he doesn't. Right, so. That's the setup. That's all we've kind of got right now. What are your general thoughts for this Matrix movie? Are you excited at all? Do you care about it?
Well, I'm excited for fight scenes from the Matrix. I'm excited because the Matrix 1 was huge in that, the end fight scene was just amazing. I feel like nothing at that time could compete with how good that fight scene was. So I'm hoping that they have a lot of good choreography and, not just like CGI, but well-used CGI. And I hope that we get to see a lot of, characters come back, and we also get to see, hopefully, so there's the Matrix, obviously, and then there's real Earth. Hopefully you get to see, I think it's called the Citadel or whatever the big place was in the second and third movie where it got attacked. Hopefully we get to see how that's going, because I remember after they won that battle, they were like, oh, let's expand, let's, repopulate the real Earth. So I'm excited to see if that's actually gone through, if that plan has happened.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the Matrix, why is there a Matrix now? What's actually going on there?
Yes, that's true.
We all think that they've defeated the Matrix. So what's actually happening? And it'll be interesting to uncover that. And I think as well, so the directors of the original trilogy, the Wachowskis, they're directing duo, kind of like the Russo brothers and that. But only one of them is coming back to direct this new one. And I think it's I think it's a passion project. I think it's they have a good idea and they want to do it. Right, as opposed to, I think the original sequels, which I think they were largely rushed and had to get out the door because Warner Brothers greenlit sequels because it was so hugely successful, but they didn't really, they weren't prepared to tell another story.
Yeah, I still think they were good. It was one of those trilogies that, the first one, had a little bit of effects. The second one, they kind of came out as CGI and as special effects kind of became more popular and more innovated on in the industry itself. So they could take advantage of them as the movies came out, which was great because obviously they needed more CG for, all the fight scenes and stuff that happened. So I think that worked really well. And then the extra budget, because then they played with more characters and stuff, which was great.
Exactly. And it was such a revolutionary film series. And it's been, its impact on blockbusters is so significant. How many movies have copied the bullet time effect?
Oh yeah.
Fucking every movie. Recently in Space Jam, the Space Jam sequel, it's still referencing The Matrix because it's such an impactful movie.
It literally is, yeah.
And so it should be interesting to see if they can make this new, reboot of the franchise, as revolutionary and see where they push the limits.
Hopefully Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Hopefully as well as that did, because that not only, reintroduced Blade Runner, the world of Blade Runner, but it also fucking had as good, if not better story, on top of, the atmosphere and the environment and the world, as well as Harrison Ford's character still being in it and still being connected to the story, which is great as well.
It's good that they've got some recurring characters coming back. It's unfortunate that they don't have Morpheus, but,
Yeah,
You win some, you lose some there.
that's true. You got Keanu.
You got Keanu, which was the main...
That's all you need.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the new Matrix movie. It's coming out very, very soon. We will talk about it on the podcast. And it's weird that we don't have a trailer yet. It's like I think it's only a few weeks away at this point, and no marketing whatsoever. But in addition to that, I'll just kind of rapid fire some movies that were shown off and just see what you're potentially interested in. So, Tom Holland's in another movie coming out this... Well, I don't know if it's this year or next year. I think it's next year. He's the video game adaptation Uncharted. They're making a movie. They're making an Uncharted movie starring Tom Holland coming out next year.
That is going to be good. Tom Holland as... I'm trying to remember. Nathan Drake, that's right. Because I remember Nathan Drake being very good at what he does, but he's also very charismatic and cocky. Yeah. And Tom Holland will suit that so well because he's he has this confidence and he keeps himself he knows what he's doing, but he's also fun. Not too cocky, actually. He seems like a humble person. And yeah, I think that'll be great, actually. Yeah. I'm excited.
They've aged Nathan Drake down a bit. But I think that suits it. They want to tell their own story. Yeah, I think it works. Mm-hmm. So that's quite exciting. They showed off more of No Time to Die, the next James Bond movie, coming out very soon. It was one of the first movies that had the massive delays because of COVID. And it's finally, hopefully, going to come out very soon. Are you excited for this Daniel Craig's final performance?
Yeah. Well, yes, I am, because does this movie have some explaining, I guess, from the previous one, or is it like I'm not too sure what the storyline is about, but it seems to be it's like his forgotten past, or this chick that he's met in the previous.
So Spectre was a bit of a rough ride, and Spectre essentially retconned the previous 3 movies into all being connected to this larger organization. With who was the bad guy?
Literally, he was so insignificant and posed little threat.
He's one of the biggest Bond villains ever. Like, they've done him so many different times, and in this one he was just complete waste. His name's Blofeld, and they just wasted it completely. Like, the biggest Bond villain, completely wasted, and
blew him up.
Yeah, and essentially this movie picks up. James Bond ended the last movie kind of retiring with his new Bond girl, and this movie picks up with them having some relationship issues or something. So I don't think a lot is known about this movie. Rami Malek plays the bad guy, and
I'm excited for that, I guess.
Do you want to hear what I think? I mean, I'm a pretty big Bond fan.
Yeah. Of course.
So this, these new Daniel Craig Bond movies have been taking a lot, since it's a reboot of the franchise, they're taking a lot of what's come before and kind of remixing it and retelling their new stories, like they did with Blofeld, but not that well. But this time, I think they're gonna do Dr. No, which was the very, very first Bond movie starring Sean Connery. Wow. Yeah, and so I think Rami Malek is playing Dr. No because it's No Time to Die, so Dr. No. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm excited. I think these Daniel Craig Bond movies have been, it's like one good one bad one good one bad one. Hopefully this is the good one to send, Daniel Craig's Bond off. It's his last performance. I mean, after Spectre, he said in interviews that he'd rather slit his wrist than play the character again. So hopefully he feels a bit better about this one.
Yeah, and that's a bit rough.
That's coming up.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go through with that.
I know.
But
and then I'll just rapid fire some more. So,
all right.
There's the new Jurassic World Dominion, I think it's called. So it's
how many films are they going to put out?
It's like Jurassic World, like the world is Jurassic, like it's the world is Jurassic. It's Jurassic World.
Wow! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wait. So what studio does Jurassic World?
Universal. Universal has Fast and Furious and Jurassic Park, and they said they wanted to combine the two. So,
oh my god, no way! I mean, they kind of did that in, I think it was Jurassic Park 3. Remember when they got like cars and stuff? Like there was like a few Mercs or whatever, and they're like driving around capturing dinosaurs. But like I swear, the last Jurassic World, the island was like exploding, and they were like getting the dinosaurs off.
Well, the last Jurassic World felt like two different movies that were just split in the middle. Like, we're going to tell the story of the extinction of the park, and then we're going to tell the story about stealing the dinosaurs and selling them off and creating the super dinosaur. And another super dinosaur. Like, you've already done it once. We're going to do it again. It's like it did so well the first 5 times.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then just ending it off with 2 movies starring Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible 7. What are your thoughts of these 2?
So I heard that Tom Cruise has, for Mission Impossible 7, has done, I think it was around like 500 skydives and 12 or 13,000 motorbike jumps in preparation for this movie.
Yeah.
So, and it, like the last one, I think 6 was really good. Like I did enjoy it. It was a Bond film, but like all the like it was just better. I mean,
the best part of the Mission Impossible franchise has been that Tom Cruise has put himself into these, death-defying stunts for each movie and actually commits to doing it. And then what you're seeing is real stunts performed in a movie. Everything feels so real. The action feels so real. And that's the selling point of these movies. It's like this adrenaline rush by actually seeing someone do this for real. It's not like, the Fast and Furious where it's just a CGI Vin Diesel flying in the air to catch Letty. It's Tom Cruise actually doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. And also I was going to add, I feel like the movies themselves like are kind of all so different. Like, yes, they have the main villain, but like each way they like go around things, like the last one with Henry Cavill and how they kind of like they just do this like these twists themselves. Like it's kind of a lot more deceptive than James Bond. James Bond's like go in, fucking punch him, or and like it's
the brilliant thing about Mission Impossible. I mean, it is based on a TV show, but that's largely irrelevant. It is a film franchise where you don't know what's going to happen because you don't know the source material. So they can do anything and, you'll be surprised. I think the brilliant thing about the movies, and you picked it up on it, is that each one is different. The reason behind that is Tom Cruise has made it very clear that he wants a different production team on every single movie. So
I
even when, I think his name's, is it Adam McKay or Chris McKay? I think it's Chris McKay. I think he was the director of Rogue Nation and Fallout. And so he came back to do Fallout, but Tom Cruise made him change everyone else in the production team. It's like, okay, the director can stay, and he's now on Mission Impossible 7 too. But everyone else has to be different. So he's putting new life into this franchise in each movie. It's brilliant.
He understands it. He really does. Like he understands what people want, and they just like, I mean, because James Bond has done it before, where it's like we're following the same character do different adventures, and that is great. But this has like a twist. You feel like, the movie's just structured different, or every movie's just structured differently. Like, is he gonna meet a girl this one, or is like, there's no Bond girl in every, Mission Impossible, but there's also, of course, a Bond girl in every, Bond film. So there's that structure, but Mission Impossible, I mean, other than Simon Pegg being...
I think the thing with Mission Impossible is that Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, is largely a blank slate, very intentionally.
Yes.
Because it's not like he needs to be a character. He just needs to go through the motions of the story to showcase all the action set pieces. And he needs to bounce off everyone else to make them look better. And so he makes the movie more entertaining by actually being a blank slate, which is very interesting. Most movies aren't like that at all.
That is very true, because he is just good at everything, and everyone else is kind of like, fuck, what is he doing this time, which is cool. I do like,
And then do you have any thoughts on Top Gun Maverick at all? I mean, I do not give a shit about the original, so...
the original was like, Danger Zone. I mean, The actors in it were good. And like it was cool because at the time, like, you know, the Soviet Union and stuff like that was kind of, you know, Cold War era. That was kind of sick. But well, apparently he's actually flown a jet.
Yeah, I
for
saw
this
something that it was like there was a specific type of jet. I mean, I know nothing about jets, but there was a specific type of jet that he really, really wanted to fly. And then like the Navy or whoever said, no, you can't. You'll die. Like, you just can't.
Yeah,
Like,
like it's a jet. They fucking like.
But I just love his enthusiasm. He's like, he's learned to rock climb without a harness for the second Mission Impossible. He learned to hold his breath for the fifth one. He learned, you know, he just learns new skills just for the movie. Like,
It's like that. I think that superhero movie.
Yeah.
Remember where
I can fly. I can fly.
that is literally him. He's like, I can fly a jet.
I can do anything.
I can do anything. I'm Tom Cruise, guys.
He learned to fly a helicopter.
Yes. Oh my
For
god.
Fallout, and he managed to do a trick that is almost like certain death, where you put it into like a spiral free fall and try to catch yourself out of it, and he managed to do it for the film. Like, he's incredible.
The fuck. What? And like,
No,
in the film, you don't even actually see like. Well, that's not emphasized to you at all, which is like weird. Like, I feel like they should be like, you know, get like a huge shot of it, like with Tom Cruise in it. So you're like, that's actually Tom Cruise. But they were just like, I mean, it did look real, like when he was fucking, you know, in the helicopter, he was like flying around. God, that movie was great. But that is just insane. And that dedication just shows.
It's
like,
weird because like everyone always talks about method acting, but you can argue that Tom Cruise is method acting. Like, he's learning to do this shit for real. For like anything that the character does, Tom Cruise needs to be able to do.
That's like when he hung on the side of a plane.
Yeah.
Remember that? And that, well, they obviously like actually attached him to the plane, so like he didn't actually have to hang on, but he's still like being attached to the outside of a jet while it's taking off, like a big like Globemaster, whatever the big military planes. Like, bro, you don't have to do that, but he did it anyway. He did it like multiple times as well. So it's just yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough sucking Tom Cruise's dick, but I actually am very excited for the next Mission Impossible. But Top Gun Maverick, I care less about. Anyway, so rounding it off, so that was just a few tidbits. I probably missed some, but you know, largely it was just trailer descriptions, and we, the public, haven't seen anything. So let's talk about the one trailer that we did get to see, the highly anticipated Spider-Man No Way Home. It shattered the trailer record for Avengers Endgame. So this
did it?
Yeah.
Oh
Spider-Man
God.
No Way Home trailer record. I'm going to search.
Well,
So-
yeah, it says here 54 million views, 2.4 million likes.
Oh my God. So it got,
huge.
across everything, it got 355.5 million in the first 24 hours. Avengers Endgame only got 289.
Why? Is it because everyone's in lockdown and they're like, fucking...
It's because everyone's excited for this multiverse movie. This movie has a shot. Like, it's coming out in the pandemic, so you know it's going to still struggle at the box office slightly, but it's going to definitely be the first movie to cross $1 billion in the pandemic. And if this movie had come out under normal circumstances, it could actually get to the $2 billion mark, if not close to Avengers Endgame in that, because people are so incredibly hyped for the combination of every Spider-Man movie in this new one through the multiverse. But
I'm excited.
I've seen the trailer. I couldn't wait. I watched the leaked trailer the day
I
before.
saw this like obviously I've seen the leaks of you know, I think Dr. Og or Og, whatever his name is.
Dr. Og.
Fucking like Oct. Yeah, that's right, because he's
Dr. Ock, as in he's Doc Ock, Dr. Octopus. Dr. Otto.
Yeah, that's what I
Octavius.
said. I was saying Dr. Og with G, OGG. I was like, OG, he's the OG. But yeah, no, like I saw like half of the leaked trailer because I was like, this cannot be right. Like, this has to be like spliced footage because like I swear, like he's in Spider-Man 2, wasn't he? Like, yeah. And I was like, I remember seeing like him in that like, you know, jacket in Spider-Man 2, and I was like, someone's just spliced it together. And then I saw the memes come out, and I was like,
No, it was real.
No shit.
And
No shit.
this movie's been leaked into oblivion. So I reckon we'll talk about that in a bit. But firstly, so I've seen the trailer. Lucas has not. And you're going to see Lucas's reaction to the trailer right now. Why don't you kick it off?
All right, I'll start it from 0. Fucking volume up. All right, here we go. Got some Doctor Strange. Oh my god. Just seeing the trains at the start's kind of a wig out.
Yeah, I don't like how they do a pre-trailer before the trailer.
So yes, Spider-Man and Peter Parker are known. Yeah. This looks like some tough times for Peter Parker. Everyone hates him. That sucks. His school life is ruined. Yeah. This is cool that it goes off what the last movie was about. Oh, and then, okay. I see where this is going. Why is Doctor Strange's house all snowy?
Don't know.
Oh. Oh no. Poor Doctor Strange, he just wanted to help out Peter. Whoa. Oh my god. Where's Miles Morales or whatever his name is?
He could be in it.
Yeah. Doctor Strange, what have you done? Oh my god. Bro. Yeah, so oh my god. Oh, no wonder. No wonder.
Yeah.
My god, my face is just so red because I was just like goosebumps, literal
incredible.
goosebumps.
So
oh my god.
I will say this movie is fan service incarnate. Like it is just fan service, the movie. But I trust Marvel Studios to still deliver a fantastic story, even with the fan service. But yes, this is... So the basic premise is after the events of Far From Home, Mysterio released Peter Parker's identity to the world.
Yeah.
And now there are consequences to that because they also made him out to be a killer, right? So firstly, he needs to...
Sucks.
I think like the first kind of act of the movie will largely be dealing with him, you know, being framed for his murder, and he has to overcome that. So I think that'll go by relatively quickly. But then he has to deal with the consequences of, firstly, some people still think he's a murderer, irrelevant of if he's found not guilty. But also just the fact that his identity's out there now. I mean, you know, Spider-Man is one of the only characters in the Marvel, you know, universe that has a secret identity because he needs to keep the people around him safe.
Because he's a kid.
He's just a kid, yeah.
He's just a kid.
And so it's a really big deal that his identity was revealed. And to solve it, he's decided to go to Doctor Strange for help to get everyone to forget that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Now, this includes MJ, Ned, Aunt May. So everyone who knew about his identity that, you know, he told or found out.
That works.
Well, except he now has to lose his entire relationship with Mary Jane. Well, not Mary Jane. What's her name? MJ.
Well, he can still gain it back, but like, I mean, his identity, he can't. Like, once that's out, it's like, it's fucked. So I feel like he would still be like, oh, that's fair cop. Like, I can still, be smoother or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, get it back easier because now, like, they've spent some time so he knows what she's, like, all about. So,
exactly. So this part of the plot seems to be heavily inspired by the comic One More Day, which saw, following the events of Civil War in the comics, Peter Parker's identity was revealed, and essentially someone tried to kill Aunt May, someone tried to kill him, and, like assassinate him, like with a sniper, and it missed, and it hit Aunt May, and Aunt May was going to die. So then he makes a deal with, he starts by going to Doctor Strange and asking him to, get rid of everyone, try to fix it, try to help Aunt May and make everyone forget that he's Spider-Man. But he says no, and he ends up going to Mephisto, who is the devil of the Marvel universe, and makes a deal with the devil, and essentially everyone forgets his identity, and Aunt May is saved, but he loses his relationship with Mary Jane. So it's very similar to this. But One More Day was heavily criticized and everyone hated it. So they're probably only going to take the good aspects of it for this new movie. And the ramifications of this action are going to be completely different. So in this movie, by going to Doctor Strange to fix his identity issues, essentially what it appears to happen is Doctor Strange is doing the spell, and by Peter Parker, butting in and saying, oh, wait, can these people still remember? Doctor Strange stuffs up the spell, like it ruins his concentration or something. And that triggers, characters related to Spider-Man to come into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the trailer hints at 5 villains.
Yeah.
How many did you pick up on?
Okay, because I was literally about to say. So when that bridge blows up, you see the little ball. It's green.
Yeah, the pumpkin bomb.
Pumpkin bomb. Well, who do we think? We think
and the laugh as well.
The laugh, exactly. And that sold me. I was like,
so Green Goblin.
Yeah. I was
Willem
like,
Dafoe.
fuck. Yeah, that's going to be terrifying. Obviously Dr. Oct.
Yeah.
Okay, and so there are 3 more.
3 more. So in total, there will be 6 villains in this movie, but this trailer only showed off 5. So
this is going to be like Spider-Man 3, like where there was just like.
But see, I trust
Sandman
Marvel Studios can do it.
Okay,
that's the
so
difference.
I also saw. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it's Marvel. They've done most things.
They pulled off Avengers Endgame.
Yes, yeah, it was huge. I remember seeing Peter in a black Spider-Man outfit. So
I see where you're going. So yes, in this movie he has multiple suits. These suits were leaked through toys, funnily enough. So we actually have already seen a good look at these suits. But yeah, there's this black suit. That black suit it's like black and gold. I think that's supposed to be some sort of magic related suit that Doctor Strange has enhanced.
That is beautiful.
And additionally, there was another suit that we didn't see in the trailer, which is an upgraded version of the Iron Spider suit that he got from Tony Stark in Infinity War. So there's like an upgraded version of that. But yes, so the villains of the movie. So Willem Dafoe is coming back as the Green Goblin.
So he actually is. That's fucking huge. Oh my God.
He will. He will. Like that, the pumpkin bomb shown in the movie in the trailer, sorry, the pumpkin bomb shown in the trailer is the exact one from.
Exactly. That's why I was like, that can't be Dr. Ox because it's, Dr. Ox didn't explode anything. He just had his arms.
No. So Green Goblin's coming back, Willem Dafoe. We see Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. As in addition to those two, Jamie Foxx let it slip. He was the first actor to leak out his involvement in this movie. So when it was announced, there was like some publications said there were rumors that he was going to be in the movie, and then he posted an Instagram photo of some fan art of the 3 Spider-Man versing his Electro, and said, "I'm going to be in the new Spider-Man," and then it was immediately deleted. So he was the one who's caused all of this.
Shit.
So yes, Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro. We see So in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, of course, he's blue, and he said that he won't be blue in this new one, and we see yellow lightning, so it's likely he's going to be yellow. But so those three are practically like 100% definite. The next ones are a bit iffy. So people have, people who have certain sources have confirmed that these are going to be the characters, but I'm still not entirely sure. But the trailer hints at it, so we may as well just say. So
also, where does the trailer hint at these?
So there's like 2 shots of yellow lightning, right, for Electro. There's the pumpkin bomb for Green Goblin, and of course Dr. Octopus we just see. But the next one is Sandman. So we see.
Yes, I was thinking.
There's a lot of
Sandman
sand
as well.
There's a lot of sand in the movie. So
the
in the trailers
trains as well were in like the
desert or something.
Yeah, the desert. And that train as well reminds me of Sandman because of like I just fucked
when they put
all the times.
Well, no, it was like the scene with the black symbiote versus Sandman, where Spider-Man shoves his face into a train.
Exactly.
But yes, so there's a lot of sand in the trailer, so it's likely Sandman's coming back. I can't remember that actor's name, but then who else is there? Oh, and the final one that is shown in the trailer is there's a shot of the lizard.
What?
So
I didn't see no lizard.
Yeah, it's the really dark shot where Peter's like in some basement and something attacks him from behind, and then he looks. It's just like a quick shot. It's like a millisecond, and it's so dark you can't tell who it is, but it's the lizard.
He has to deal with 6.
So yeah, those are the 5. Those are the 5 in the trailer. And there's going to be because in the comics there's the Sinister Six, right? It's like a big comic book team that just comprises Spider-Man's biggest villains, but like there have been different members at different points. So we don't necessarily know for sure who the 6th member of this Sinister Six will be in Spider-Man No Way Home. There's a few possibilities, right? So firstly, we know it's not going to be another Green Goblin. So it's not going to be the one from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it's not going to be the James Franco one. It's so those two are, those characters are ruled out. So then we're left with, it could be a version of Venom, right? Either Tom Hardy's one or the one from Spider-Man 3. It could be the Rhino who was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
It could be one of those two if they're pulling from
he had a
old
very,
villains.
like, he was on the screen for, like, what? Like a minute?
A second at the end. He was the final shot of the movie, essentially.
Yeah.
So do you think it's going to be either of those? Like Tom Hardy's Venom or Rhino?
That... What about, like, from Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse? Would they...
So...
anything
Potentially we could see... so if it's not going to be... If the 6th character isn't from older Spider-Man movies, if it's from Tom Holland's run as Spider-Man, right, then of course we could get Vulture or Mephisto. But there's also Donald Glover played Miles Morales' uncle in Spider-Man Homecoming, right? And if you remember in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, his uncle is the Prowler, right? So Donald Glover could show up as the Prowler. That could be the 6th villain. Or it could be, again, Vulture, Mephisto, or it could be Scorpion, who is the other Tom Holland villain. So
that's true, yeah.
It could be one of those as well.
Well, we'll see. I'm actually very excited for this film. Hopefully I can see it in cinemas, but I doubt it.
Well, I think we should be fine in Australia by then. I mean, it comes out around Christmas time. Hopefully we're all good.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It is coming out in Australia on Boxing Day, but it's coming out like 10 days earlier everywhere else in the world. So we're gonna have the whole movie spoiled by the time it's out. You're gonna be scrolling through YouTube.
Why are they
and you'll see
doing this? We are like ahead in time.
Yeah. What
the fuck? Oh my god.
So that is hugely disappointing. Hugely disappointing there.
I'm pirating it then.
We have to. Otherwise, we're going to have the whole movie spoiled for us. Yeah. So that's very tragic news. But I do want to end on, right, do you think do you think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming back? And do you want to know the definitive answer?
No, I don't. Yes, I do. Of course I fucking do.
Well, it could be a spoiler, potential.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't want you going into the movie knowing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're right. Yeah.
It depends. It depends. They may,
Well, it makes sense if there are villains from the other,
Yeah. So there's been a lot of leaks for Spider-Man No Way Home. It's largely been considered the worst kept secret in Hollywood that, all of these villains were rumored for the movie. Alfred Molina straight up confirmed his involvement in an interview like a few months ago. And Kevin Feige was so upset when Black Widow released. He had this interview where he was like, someone asked, about Spider-Man No Way Home. Alfred Molina's coming back. What are your thoughts on that? And he responded with, some people like to talk. I don't like to talk, but, some people like to talk. And that's kind of this backhanded, like, he's kind of upset that Alfred Molina ruined the surprise. And I think that's why he's shown in this trailer, is because he already confirmed his involvement in the movie. Whereas, Andrew Garfield had an interview recently as well, and he was asked about Spider-Man No Way Home, and his response was, I feel like I'm playing a game of werewolf where I have to convince everyone I'm not the werewolf, right? So his answer was much more political, right? But
I do love Andrew Garfield though. He's such a funny bloke. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So I think it's fine. I'll if you don't want to know whether or not they're in the movie, then skip or leave now. But
yeah, true. Actually, I don't have a choice. People should get to know, not just because of me. Fuck that. But yeah, no.
So there's a leaked set photo of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire on set of Spider-Man No Way Home.
One set designer or someone that's just like, I have to. I'll get millions of likes or some shit.
I'll lose my entire career, but
that makes sense then, because there's 6 villains. I mean, I was thinking, okay, Doctor Strange is of course going to help because, it's also his mess. But, I mean, these are a lot of villains. That's a lot of villains. And if they're the Sinister Six, they're going to be working together, not against each other or, all that shit. So, I mean, I kind of foresaw it because I was like, they can't just have poor Peter himself fucking
exactly. It's a lot.
People.
And I think the reason why this movie will work and what Marvel does so well is they build up, historically they've built up to these big event movies so that when you have all of these characters interacting, you already know everyone's motivations, you understand who they all are. So it works where they're not introducing any new characters in these massive team up movies. So by pulling these older villains, they're not going to introduce any new characters in this movie. It's going to be all the old characters coming back into this movie, which is a really smart idea because it means you already kind of know about all of these characters, so we can then just see them, in this world together.
Be amazing, literally amazing.
It's going to be fantastic. I think everyone can't wait. I think it's been rumored that the next trailer is going to have the money shot of all 3 Spider-Men. I don't know if they'll do it in the trailers or not. I feel like they will. Because it's such a huge pull. Audience, even given COVID, if you have that shot in the trailer, everyone's going to
watch your film.
People will watch it, even with COVID.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Now, I do quickly want to just bring up one final point. So Doctor Strange in the trailer seems a bit off, right? He's going, Wong's telling him, don't cast this spell. And he just winks at Peter and it's like, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. And he stuffs up the spell, and then the whole multiverse happens.
He's bored. He's probably on holidays. His house is full of snow. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
I just saved the world.
Yeah, I just saved the world. I saw 14 million ways that the world
outcomes,
possible outcomes. I'm gonna have a break. Tom comes to be like, hey, I need help, and of course he's gonna be like, fucking
we saved the world together.
Yeah, we saved the world.
I'll do you a solid.
And it's not just I need a quick thing or it actually makes sense to like both these characters. Like it's not a stupid like, I want to spell to, you know, make my girlfriend hotter or something like that.
Yeah.
It's actually like imperative to his livelihood. Livelihood of work? Yeah. But yeah.
So people have been saying that he kind of looks like he could be evil in this movie. I don't think that's true at all. I think we saw in the first Doctor Strange as well. I think he's just arrogant and he thinks he's better than he is. Right? Oh yeah. He used to be thought of himself as the best surgeon in the world or whatever. And he was so arrogant that he was, you know, texting while driving.
He got in a car crash. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that was beautiful. I love that.
And he's just, you know, he's just like saved the universe multiple times. Like he's OG. He's like, he became Sorcerer Supreme. That's what I'm looking for. He's the youngest person to become Sorcerer Supreme. Like he overtook everyone else who had been training for like decades as becoming the leader of these wizards. Of course, he'd be so arrogant. Yeah. I think he just thinks, of course I can do this. I'm fucking Doctor Strange.
And if problems happen, I can deal with them.
I can sort it out.
Exactly. I've defeated a purple man with jewels, dude. Like, I did that infinite times. Literally.
I'm all powerful. Yeah. So I think he's just arrogant. I don't think he's evil. I just think he's arrogant.
Yeah. I don't know why people would think he's evil. That's so silly.
No.
Like,
he's only slightly off. Like he still seems like Doctor Strange. It just you know.
I mean, and I don't know why they'd think 6 villains and Doctor Strange.
No, it's too
on top
much.
Of that.
You know,
that's too much.
But yeah,
just
and then
bring it back.
So this movie is like the first multiversal movie, and then we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness happening after. So it's like the current theories are this movie introduces all of the old Sony Spider-Man characters, and then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness brings in all of the Foxx X-Men characters. So then
Huge Jackman,
if true. Oh, Hugh Jackman, yeah, exactly.
Give me that Wolverine. Like
exactly.
Mysterio.
Logan.
Not Mysterio.
Logan is. Wait, what did you say?
I said, what's his name? I've literally forgotten all their names because it hasn't. Yeah, no, Wolverine and Magneto, not Mysterio.
Oh, Magneto. Yeah,
I'd love to see them.
So even though Logan was a great send off for his character, I personally just want to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in a movie together. So
yes,
I think I think they'll do it. Like they have to. They will recast Wolverine for the MCU, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
But I think they'll bring him back for Deadpool 3, which is supposed to be filming next year, I believe. So that'll be good fun. But yes, so that was the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, kind of little review. We're very excited for the movie, but you know it comes out 10 days late.
Who isn't excited? But yeah, fuck Australia. This country's just better at everything else except for everything else.
It's just because we're such a small country that they don't give a shit about us.
Yeah, 23 million people. What's that? Fucking
mate, 23. How long ago? Like
20.
We're like 25 now, mate.
Yeah, sorry. The 2 million extra fucking makes all the difference.
A huge difference.
Yeah.
It's like telling a guy he's only like 5'9" when he's actually 5'10". Okay, that's the equivalent of what you just did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, I take that back. I'm sorry.
Yes, but now we've got to review this shitty movie.
Take it down a notch, people. Take it down. Yes. So we're going from fucking Marvel Studios, like the top.
We just had to talk about the trailer for Spider-Man to at least make us feel better about ourselves. Because so I don't know why this movie was made, but so there was in 1999, was it? A little rom-com came out called She's All That. And it's on Netflix. I watched it on Stan. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is.
And it stars some people you may know. It's got Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard, who are Fred and Shaggy, respectively, in the Scooby-Doo movies that were written.
Fucking goated.
Do you know who wrote them? James Gunn.
Of course, no wonder they're good films. For fuck's sake. Wait, which is your favorite, the first or the second?
I think the first, because I find the little dog, the other dog, kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, he's in the first.
Oh, was he in the first one as well?
Yeah, no, he's in the just the first. The second one is
whichever one he's not in. I'm getting mixed up.
Okay, so the second one, the first one he's in, Scrappy, I think he is.
Yeah,
yeah.
God, he's annoying. But anyway,
he's very annoying. But yeah, no, they're good films. They're good films.
It also stars Paul Walker.
Yes.
And I've got to say, he's looking jacked in this movie.
He is huge. He's like, not like, I love that, like, yeah, it's in a high school. They're all in fucking final year. But like the entire time, you're just like, these guys, like, you see, what's his name? Fred fucking, his actual name's, Freddie. Fucking, you see Freddie like wearing shorts and a shirt, Zach, the main character, like, and talking to his dad and stuff, and I'm just like, it's hilarious. It's literally like this 25-year-old acting like an 18-year-old, and he's like, arms are all hairy.
And I noticed that, like, oh, it's okay to sexualize teens when they're actually played by adults, you know?
Yeah, like, exactly.
So it's quite a you know, I think it's a quite a funny movie. I liked it. I thought it had a lot of heart to it.
Yes.
It might be seen as a bit of a problematic movie, but I mean, it came out in the 90s, so what are you going to do, right? So the basic premise is you have the high school jocks, right? Yes. Top of the world. The guy's going to be the most popular guy in school. He's going to be prom king, and he gets broken up with by his hot girlfriend, and as a result, he's available, and he makes a bet with Paul Walker's character that the most popular girl in high school, like she's only like anyone could be that girl, essentially. That's the thinking, is that anyone could be that girl, and I'll prove it to you. They make a bet and they pick just some ugly, she's so ugly. She's just
so ugly.
Oh my God.
The worst woman.
And and then by the end of the movie, she's so hot because
they took her glasses off. She was wearing glasses at the start of the movie, and he's like,
"Yes,
do you wear contacts?" And she's like, "Yeah, I do." And then they put contacts in, and fucking, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did like the relationship between Freddie's character and Paul Walker's character, because like Paul, the entire movie, like he was kind of taking the piss out of him. Was like, fuck you, you think you're top shit.
He gradually becomes more and more of a dick as the movie goes on.
Oh yeah, and I mean, fair enough, because if you think about it, their entire year, Paul has had Freddie's character just be the jock, be top shit, be with the hottest girlfriend that Paul's probably fancied, and just talked about it and
he's
stuff,
just envious,
Yeah, and so and that's why he makes this bet. He's like, "Fuck you! You think you can turn anybody into the prom?
This is the one thing you're not gonna win."
Yeah, this is the one thing. Like, fuck you. And even when he is winning, he sabotages it. Because he obviously doesn't like Freddie's character, which I made clear, and that's why I kind of like this film better.
Yeah, I was a bit confused with his motivations for taking Lainey to the prom, because it seemed like he was putting in a lot of effort to actually try to
seal the deal. Woman. Yeah,
exactly. And it was like, well, is he just doing this to ruin the bet? And then and then you have that bathroom scene, at prom, when he's drinking the flask, and he reveals that he's rented a room or whatever. Not rented. He's got a room, hotel room. Yeah. And, he wants, he wants to lose his virginity, essentially. And then it's like, okay, so it's this double motivation of stuffing up the bet and also losing your virginity now that she's hot and attractive. So that's kind of the broad strokes of the movie. But, largely, I think Lainey and Zach, even though the script is it's fine, the cinematography is literally just establishing shot and then shot, reverse shot. And then the score of this movie is just, stock music, essentially. So
everything is very all right.
Everything's just base level okay. But the actors sell it.
Exactly.
Everyone in
That's
this movie
what I was
sells
about
it.
to say. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, like they don't try and do anything super with this movie. They just establish that like we're all high school kids, and they do a great job of doing that. That they're all high school kids. There's messed up high school kids. There's the jock high school kids. There's the girl group high school kids that are the worst. I reckon like that the girls group were just like, oh, you hate them. But I like.
Yeah.
It was good. It was like, and I like, if every component of like a movie is mediocre, like this one was like, score and everything, like then don't try and do too much with it. And they weren't. They were just like, oh, it's just a story.
Exactly. This is the big thing. Is like, if, when reviewing movies or when comparing movies and that, right? If you think of it as like an absolute scale, then everything's going to be shit compared to like The Godfather, let's say. Right? But if you think of reviewing a movie as like, what is it trying to achieve and does it achieve that? This movie isn't trying to be The Godfather. It's not trying to be some, it's not even trying to be The Notebook, right? It's not trying to be any hardcore romantic like drama. It's just trying to be this lighthearted teen rom-com. It's an hour and a half. It's just supposed to make you fall in love with the characters. And make you think that this relationship is real and just entertain you with funny goofs and gaffs along the way. And it does it, right?
Yes.
And that's why it works as a movie.
Now, moving on to the lesser, more recent film, He's All That, where they swapped literally the genders and made every single character in this film annoying as fuck.
Exactly. It was... So... She's All That works because Zach is genuinely a nice guy at the end of the day who made a dumb bet, right?
Yeah.
But he's a nice guy, and that's why it ultimately works. And
everybody treats him like a nice guy. They're like, "Oh my god, you're so good." And he tries. He's like, "Oh, hey," he gets names wrong, but he tries to be nice.
Exactly. He's not like the popular kid that's like an asshole. He's the popular kid that's like genuinely kind of deserves it because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Whereas Addison Rae, who's the equivalent in He's All That, she's not a nice she's got no character, firstly. She's nothing. She's just a TikTok influencer.
Yeah, worst.
And
just the scum of the earth, literally.
And the thing with this movie that really fucking annoys me, it's the same runtime as the original movie, right? Both are an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Somehow He's All That has quicker pacing as well, right? It's much faster movie. But somehow they do less. Somehow this movie achieves less despite the fact it's going quicker.
Yeah.
That's a real achievement. That's a real achievement.
And especially for today's directors and I feel like writing and everything. Like it just felt like it had no heart. They were just like, oh, here's a character.
No.
Here's a character. They're going to make over him. They're literally just taking She's All That and being like, oh, we can do this fucking easy. And the actual actors themselves are just it just feels cheap.
Well, I mean, firstly, you're calling Addison Rae an actor, which firstly, I think this movie proves that she's not.
Yes. Thank you very much.
It is infuriating seeing a movie that was a lot of money was probably pumped into it. I don't know the budget. We'll probably talk about it for Budget Boys. But but Addison Rae, right, is not an actor, right? You can't trick me into making me believe she is. She literally is just saying the lines of dialogue with a smile. That is all she's doing. A big part of acting is reacting to the previous line, which she just doesn't do. She just, every time someone says a line, it's like, okay, now it's my turn to say my line.
It's my turn to say my line. All right, not it. Yeah, it was, and even the characters which I loved in She's All That, the little brother of the main girl, he was wonderful.
Who was from Scott Pilgrim.
Exactly. Yes, that's right. He was the gay dude. He was lovable and was helping the story and the plot further, whereas the sister in this film was just awful. I just could not stand her. Just annoying, and every time she was on screen, yes, she did try to help, but it was just it just didn't feel like a plausible relationship between these two like high, so because she was like what, year 9 and she's in year 12, and they just all of a sudden are best friends. It just seems like okay.
Whereas there's kind of like a bro dynamic with like, oh, I'm your kind of brother, kind of like I'm trying to be a brother figure in She's All That, and that's really good. So I agree. I think every gender swapped character in this movie is worse, right? Mm-hmm. But one character they did gender swap, but they didn't necessarily, is the X, in that, of course, the X is gender swapped. But the X in He's All That is also supposed to be Matthew Lillard's character in the original, right? So they combined those two characters into one, right? So he's supposed to be the X, the annoying bitchy X, as well as the comic relief, and he's neither, right? He's just there.
Oh, he's just existence of pain for my eyes.
And everyone's just famous from TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And
that's what made me hate this film as well. That was like, well, the only thing I liked was like the main character, main boy. Where was his fucking name? Tanner.
Yes, Tanner. He plays
how
Tanner
he was
in the movie,
beating on
the dude,
Jordan.
So I do have, I know we have to look at everyone's names because no fucking clue.
No clue. It's a game like River Cruise where everyone was just like, dude, bro, fuck, like. But he was a lot worse than shit. Like,
So I will say, so Tanner is he's in Cobra Kai, which I don't know if you've seen, but it's a Karate Kid TV show follow up to the original Karate Kid movies. Yeah. And it is surprisingly a very, very good TV show because it knows exactly what it is and it knows what it's trying to do.
I was about to say, he's probably the only person in it that actually knows how to act. And he was the only character that I actually liked, except for how, photography, I'm going to take a picture of some trash.
He's so poorly written, but
he has nothing to work with.
He's trying his best.
He's trying his best. So we'll give him that.
I do have an issue with that random impromptu fight scene though, because it's like, okay, he now knows karate, and it was like, for a second it tricked me, and I was like, am I watching an episode of Cobra Kai? Fuck yeah. And then I was like, oh wait, no, I'm not. Yeah. It's just randomly in the middle of He's All That. We're going to have...
Why's your shirt off, bro? It's like...
Yeah.
It literally... Who writes this shit?
They got paid too much, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're like...
But in that fight scene, that is supposed to be the equivalent of... So they go to a party. Firstly, right, She's All That. The party's just a normal high school party. In this movie, for no reason, it's a Great Gatsby party. Yeah. And everyone's got amazing costumes because, of course, Have you ever been to a costume party where everyone's like, looks like the actual fucking movie?
It literally looks like a Great Gatsby movie. And I was like watching it like... They really have separated themselves from the audience, being like, "Oh, this is how TikTok influencers live," or like, like I was like, and the car wash scene where they all have like fucking $300,000 cars, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm supposed to expect that all these college or not even college kids, high school kids have all these cars. I was just like, Christ, like this just makes me hate this movie even more. It's just detaching these characters further from the audience, and like the audience is just
exactly
like, how am I supposed to relate to
and
this
then
shit?
They get into a random fight in this party, right, where everyone suddenly knows karate, and it's like, that's supposed to be the equivalent of it's supposed to be the equivalent of the X and Lainey having that like bump into each other, and but instead of it just being
poured down the which was
a great scene.
Oh, great.
And they replaced it with a fucking fight, followed by him throwing the camera in the water. Now, if you remove the fight, you just have them bump into each other and then just disagree, and then he throws the camera in the water. You've done it. You've done your job.
Don't need a full-fledged fist fight, because that's like, fights always happen at like parties like this. Well, no, they really don't. Like
not like that.
Not like fucking that. Like that's jail time, first of all, I'm pretty sure. And also like
it's assault.
Yeah, it's assault. Like you just need to kind of determine, he is, well, like they already determined that he's like a fucking dick to the main character, whereas in She's All That, it's kind of like, it's not implied, but he like treats it like that. He just I can't remember his fucking name, can I?
This podcast is mostly just us Googling names.
Okay, here we go. Paul Walker, yes. I know his name. What's
you don't know his actual
Shaggy's? What's Shaggy's?
Shaggy's character's name is what? His name's Matthew Lillard, and he plays Brock.
That's right, Brock. Thank God. Yeah. So Brock is like he's
the comic relief.
He's the comic relief because he's stupid. He did that amazing dance, by the way, to kind of like show like he's not amazing. Like he's literally just like a bit weird up in the head.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's top shit. And that was lovable because you're like, oh, like look at him go. He's actually an idiot.
Killing it.
He killed it. He killed his performance. He was amazing.
Yeah.
But like there was no like he didn't thoroughly just hate Freddy's character like just because he was in the position. Like whereas this one they
combining the X and the comic relief character.
He was literally a straight up bully to the main character to fucking Brennan, whatever his name is. Fuck. Yeah.
Cameron.
Tanner. Fuck.
Cameron.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
what's wrong with me?
And that's ultimately the biggest difference between the two movies. Everyone working on She's All That legitimately were trying their best to deliver a teen rom-com, whereas He's All That, they're just trying to make it a movie starring Addison Rae. Like, that's just it.
They're literally it.
They're capitalizing off 12-year-old boys and girls who don't know anything about movies, don't even know the original movie, don't give a fuck about it, frankly.
Yeah. Literally.
And just banking on the fact that they'll see Addison Rae and be like, oh my God, it's Addison Rae, right? And they won't know that her performance is shit. They'll just be looking at Addison Rae.
Because that's her. Oh my God. Well, yeah. So, in conclusion, if you actually want to watch a good film, the whole time I was watching She's All That, I was just thinking, man, I wish we just watched 10 Things I Hate About You instead, because that is just like, it literally takes, teen rom-com, but it's a lot more believable. All the actors, there's actually like properly good actors in it. And like the high school dynamic, I think it's college. Oh, it's still high school.
I can't remember actually, but
but like,
no, it's that teen rom-com though.
Yeah, and it's great. It works really well. Heath Ledger's in it, and he kills it. And it's like the entire time I was watching both these movies, I just wanted to watch that. So yeah,
I agree. Now I do want to end on a bit of a positive note for He's All That. Well, it's not necessarily a positive. I mentioned how the cinematography of She's All That is literally just shot reverse shot. That's all it is.
Yeah.
This movie's cinematography is very good for no reason. It makes no sense.
That is true.
They're going for a handheld shaky cam aesthetic, which typically is seen in mockumentaries, right? These modern mockumentaries, because you're trying to fill the audience into believing that the camera is, it's actually like a documentary, right? But why does this movie have handheld shaky cam? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It throws you out of the movie because you're like, am I watching a documentary? No, this is a narrative movie, like...
It's rough, especially when it started and she like woke up on her phone like, hi everyone.
It's so jarring when it goes from her being like a TikTok influencer and you see like the TikTok frame or whatever.
Exactly, and the fucking
and then it goes
people's comments and that shit. I was like,
that's all fucking annoying.
I don't want to see this shit.
The fact that TikTok, the branding of TikTok is there absolutely annoys me. But anyway, this movie probably has... Because I think there was like a Doritos sponsorship or something as well, where he's very clearly holding the packet of Doritos like this, so you can see the Doritos logo and shit. Like, this movie probably has so many corporate sponsors. But anyway, what was I saying? What was my point? The handheld checky cam. Why? It looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense for the context of the movie.
So, speaking of that Great Gatsby party, like, just when they established it and they were showing, like, the set piece and everything looked amazing. Like I was like, fuck, I want to go to this fucking party.
It looked amazing. Good looking movie.
Yeah, and the house scene where they had like a pool house. It's literally the same house from Wolf of Wall Street. How he's the beach house. Like, it's like, fuck, looks so good. And then it's just ruined by terrible acting and Just script, plot, just it's
Exactly.
but yeah.
Also, so we don't really have proms in Australia. We have formals, which are essentially the same thing. Do you remember at your formal having a choreographed dance breakout?
I'm no, but She's All That, when it did that choreographed dance thing, was sick. Like, it was actually done well, because it seemed like there was a dance thing.
They discussed it earlier and planned it.
Yeah, they discussed. Yeah, like it's because it was good. Like, it was really good. But it was still like done in such like a humble, nice, cool way. And I would think it was to fucking Fatboy Slim. It was to Fatboy Slim. So did well. But then when it happened in He's All That and
it was
Addison
Macklemore.
Rae,
I just forgot about that. They were doing Macklemore in this one. Oh my god!
And Addison Rae just starts like, yeah. Oh my god, I'm so amazing. And I'm just like,
Ray's career.
I actually ended the film right there when she like did that. I was like, I don't need to see the rest. I can already tell.
You stopped watching. Yeah,
I stopped
Fair
watching
enough.
because I was like, the movie's over. I don't want to
Yeah.
see your shit dance. I can understand what happens.
Well,
in the end.
let me just give you the conclusion. They end up loving each other, but you don't understand why, because they don't seem to have any chemistry whatsoever. They don't seem to like each other. There's nothing going on, but they end up together. Addison Rae gets given the prom queen, but then she walks off stage, and then it's awarded to someone else. I will say, did you get to the part where Matthew Lillard cameos? Yeah.
Yes. So that was good because he was an actual actor and
he knew what he was doing.
He did really well. Like when he got up there,
trying.
I was like, oh, yes. Like save this film. And he sounded.
He tries
like,
his best to save it. He's great. He's great.
Well, but he only has like what,
a
2
few
minutes
lines
to do that. Yeah. But those lines he does so well.
Yeah, like he says something to like the ex, let's like get off the stage or something, and it's just like a big F you kind of moment, and he nails it. It's so funny. Yeah. And also I don't know if you noticed, but the mum was played by Rachel Lee Cook, who was Lainey in the original. Now she's not playing the same character, but it's another
obviously,
cameo.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I actually didn't realize that.
So yeah, they reprised their roles for this movie. Also, I forgot to say, in She's All That, there's like a quick moment where the actress who plays Daphne in Scooby-Doo is also in it. She's in the cafeteria scene, and as an extra, and it's so funny. Three of them worked on that movie together.
Oh my god! And then they did Scooby. Oh, that's amazing.
That's funny.
But yeah,
I think to sum up, Addison Rae's career is very interesting. So she blew up on TikTok just because she was hot. Essentially, that's she has no talent. That's the only reason.
No talent.
Other
than her face.
Yeah, the only reason she's famous is because of TikTok and she's hot. That's the only reason. And then we've seen her try to, she created a song or something. Well, created as she did not. I should not have used that term. She does not create anything. But she has a song. So we learnt she can't sing. Now she's got a movie. We've learnt she can't act. Yeah. Right? We already knew from TikTok that she couldn't dance. And so, yeah, she's got no talent.
Yeah. Except for, becoming very, very famous. You have to give her that.
Way more successful than we'll ever be.
Yeah.
We just got to live with that. But I would rather be myself.
And I'm happy with that. I love that, though. You have that, like, you see people on TikTok getting famous and people being like, oh, look how many followers they have. I want to be like them. It's like, I'm so happy that I literally see no worth in that whatsoever. Like, whatso-fucking ever. Yeah. I'm just happy that, I can go home, sit on my Xbox, play all day. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So that has been our review of She's All That and He's All That. If you wanted to watch one of them, watch She's All That.
Yes.
But there are much better teen rom-coms out there anyway.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Next week is going to be so shit for us.
Oh.
It's going to be so shit for us because Shang-Chi comes out exclusively to cinemas. And we can't go to cinemas, so we can't see Shang-Chi.
Fuck.
I'm tempted. Do you want to watch a shitty filmed version of it? No.
No.
Okay,
because
so
it just ruins the excitement because it's filmed through someone's camera who's like,
who's trying to hide it every time someone comes.
They're
in
like, oh, there's someone, and then you miss like an imperative scene, and then it comes back. Like, that's why I just never do that. So maybe we could do,
we could do
classic.
So I've got a few options, right? It depends if a digital movie releases. Then we'll do that. But I mean, I'm not sure what's coming out digitally. But we could do Iron Man 3.
We're both wearing black shirts.
We are. Black t-shirt gang.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
We could do Iron Man 3 because Shang-Chi has the Mandarin. And of course, we saw the fake version of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
What?
So we could discuss Iron Man 3. Or we could do like a proper martial arts movie, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Wow, that'd be good. Or some of Jackie Chan's old stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they were good. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. You will see that next week. See or hear.
Yes.
Or
see
smell.
Or hear. Yes.
Hopefully not smell.
So if you've enjoyed the podcast, please, like us on YouTube and that. And
in the description.
Yeah, I mean, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, we're everywhere. And check us out on social media. We're our podcast now everywhere. At APod now. I will say, some people have been seeing our clips on those social medias. So
Get involved.
We post some funny moments from the pod.
Comment. Tell me that I look like an idiot.
I did. Look, I'll end us out this week with a comment on one of our previous podcasts.
Oh no.
I didn't realize. I've got to get better at this, but I haven't really been looking at like YouTube Studio that much. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, people like this, or people, commented or something, and I didn't realize. We got a comment on the Suicide Squad podcast, which fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, go see that. But we have a comment here from AW. So if you are AW,
hello,
quick shout out. Hello, AW. Thanks for commenting on the on the video and watching our pod. Thank you so much. But your comment's a bit weird. His comment is one of the worst movies I have ever had. Sorry, this is gonna be a struggle because it's like broken English. Should I translate it or should I read it as is?
Read it as is,
okay,
please. Well, I want the full experience.
Okay. One of the worst movies, I have ever had to sit through. Jared Leto, thank goodness you and Gunn hate one another, or you may have been roped into this crap movie too. Part where Harley Quinn broke out was really good. Enjoyed that part. And then back to Gunn, bad storyline, flat jokes, and teen-like sexism again time. So this person likes the original version, likes 2016 Suicide Squad, and doesn't like the Suicide Squad.
Well, we're all entitled to a wrong opinion.
So thanks AW for commenting.
Yes. Can you please dislike She's All That and like He's All That so we can just like
agree
understand.
On something. Come on. Come on, you watch the podcast, you're our number one fan at this point. Just agree with us, please,
No, you don't have to, mate. Like, I'd like that. I'd like if the entirety of our fan base just hated us.
Hates us, yeah.
That would be hilarious. That would be so good.
It's a very unique dynamic then.
Yeah. If like they just watch us to hear the wrong opinion.
Yeah. To be fair, I have no idea. Here's All That might be one of the best reviewed movies of all time. I have no idea.
I mean, it's got 33% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so it's not. Everyone definitively agrees with us then, or at least 77% of people agree with
tomatoes do. They're a vegetable, no fruit.
I forgot. We have to. Okay, I said we were going to end it on the comment, but let's actually end it on Budget Boys this week. Can you please Google the budget for Here's All That?
Yes.
And I will try my best to guess it.
All right, here we go. Budget. Here's All That. Okay. No, I got the budget for She's All That. Guess
Well,
what the
how
budget?
much? Yeah, how much was She's All That?
Okay, well the box office was 103 million. So guess.
Okay, that's. I think that's going to be a box office success. I'm going to say the budget's really low, probably like 5 million or something.
Double it.
10 million. Okay,
Yeah.
10 million.
That's
That's
pretty
right.
good. That's
pretty good.
pretty good. All right, and then
That's a good return.
I said budget. He's all that. Well, they probably won't. Oh no, they would have the budget. He's all that
Maybe not.
was 20 million. Okay,
Oh wow.
so
So
Not
when
too
you double
bad.
the budget, you double the quality of the movie, right?
I'd hope so. Well, I'm glad that I know that He's all that isn't going to make 200 million. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's on Netflix, so it doesn't matter how much it makes. You know what's going to
Exactly.
be annoying? I reckon too many people are going to watch this movie and they're going to greenlight a sequel.
If that happens, then I'll eat my own hat.
Okay. We're going to check in on this story in a few weeks' time, and if they announce a sequel,
This one,
Lucas will have to eat his hat, okay? You've heard it here. There's no takesies backsies. You're doing it now.
Okay, fine. Well,
All
like,
good.
no, it should. Yeah, no, it should be something bad because it's in turn we don't want a sequel for this terrible movie. All right. Well, then we'll end it there.
Yes, catch us
boys.
when Lucas inevitably has to eat his hat. So
Please, I have faith in humanity. For fuck's sake.
you shouldn't, because they made this movie to begin with. But that's us this week. Catch us next week when we figure out what we're going to talk about.
I love you. See you later.
Love you all. Thanks for watching. And good night.
And good morning.